Hi, this is Jeff Finkelstein, founder of Customer Paradigm in Boulder, Colorado, and I'm going to walk you through how to set up the Magento extension for Amazon Personalize here in the system. So I'm going to go to Stores and Configuration. And again, this is a test site, so we're going to see some system messages up at the top. But basically, go to Stores and Configuration, and you're going to see Amazon Personalize in the settings here. So the license key, that's what you're going to put in. That's going to allow the system to work properly. By default, you'll get a 15-day free trial license. If you need more, let us know. And we're at heart developers, so we know that sometimes things take a little bit longer. So let us know what you need for your test and development servers. Based on the license key, it will be either active or inactive. In this case, it works. And then the module can be enabled or disabled. Once the campaign has gone through the training, this will turn from no to active or yes. The file owner home directory, this is where the keys will be stored. And this is where, for best practices, Amazon recommends having the keys for your AWS account number, access key, and secret key stored in a directory way above the web root so that if the system's compromised, they can't get in and steal your access key and secret key. So we've had to do a bunch of backflips to allow the Magento personalize or the Magento extension for Amazon Personalize to be able to read above the web root, but that's there. Amazon Web Services region, you want to select the region that if your system is already hosted in an AWS region, you want to use that region. If you are hosted elsewhere, such as at another data center or on premises, you want to select the AWS region that is closest geographically to your location. What we want to do is make sure that the latency or the time that it takes for the web server that this is on to reach out to Amazon Web Services and Amazon Personalize is as low as possible. So having it geographically close will help with that. Think about speed of light issues. How long does it take the speed of light to transmit across the United States? It's certainly closer if your web server can reach out within a few hundred miles instead of a few thousand miles. The AWS account number in our installation guide, you'll see where you can get that. That's usually at the top of your screen in a Amazon Web Services console account. And then your access key and secret key, this is from the user that you'll create directly for the Amazon personalized system. For best practices, you certainly don't want to use your root user for AWS to do this. You want to have a limited role, but we'll walk you through in another screen how to do that. But this is the access key and the secret key. Please note that these values are not actually stored in the database or any web accessible directory. They're up a few levels, in this case in the home/Scott directory. This is Scott's test installation that he put together for me. Just for sake of showing you how it all works, I've started the export of the data and the training of the campaign, and you can see that right now it's in the creating schemas step, and everything is in progress right now. If we got here and this wasn't here, it would just say start process, and we can do that. So what the system has done in the background is it's taken the historical data from your Magento site. So all of the products that people have visited on a anonymous level as well as a logged in level, what people have added to a cart, what they've added to a wish list, what they've purchased. As far as some other data, address information, so you can do geographic targeting. So if a bunch of people are buying specific products in Florida, for example, that's additional content that will be put into these CSV files. From there, what the system does is it has an IAM user that is then able to create an S3 bucket over on Amazon, and then it's uploaded those CSV files, those historical data files over to the Amazon S3 bucket that it just created. And now the system is creating schemas. From there, it's going to create dataset group, data sets. It's going to create the import job, which can be a long process. This whole process can take, oh, I've seen it go in a couple of hours, but it can be more depending on how much historical data you need to feed to it. If you do see this as stuck and it's not going to the next step and it continues to spin, as sometimes computers can do, what you can do is first make sure that the cron is active and set. And then second, make sure that the and if it's a test site without a cron working, you could trigger that manually. It's more of a pain to do that, but you could certainly do that. If you need to reset the process, you can click this button down here. However, it's going to start all over again and recreate the CSV files, the S3 bucket, and then upload the files again. What you'll want to do is, if you want to retrain the data in the future, then you can hit reset process and it's going to start again and do that. Once this is done and everything has been taken care of, it will change this to campaign being active. The final thing I want to show you right here is the A/B split testing. And what we did was, to be honest, it's really difficult to do A/B split testing within an e-commerce site. There's so many different variables. There's a lot of systems that allow you to do it for design and say, hey, let's show the end user something green. Let's show them a blue graphic, see what they click on more. There are some solutions to do that, but for something like this is really difficult to do. So we actually built an A/B split testing system right into the extension. So in order to evaluate the effectiveness of it, we wanted to say, hey, don't just trust us, and we think this is really cool, fun, artificial intelligence, machine learning stuff, because that's always better. But what we did was we built in an A/B split testing system. So the control is the default Magento stuff that would show without this on the site. Test is the Amazon personalized system. So what we can do is make sure that this is enabled, and then we can set the percentage and say, okay, we want to do 50-50. So 50% control, 50% test, or 25-75. If you want to have everything on control and not show this at all, then that's the solution to change. If you're feeling risky, then go 0% control, 100% test. That can be helpful for troubleshooting so that you can always make sure it's there. And that way you can set it and it will track it. There's a couple of different things that the system will do. One is, from a front end perspective, when you're on the front end of the site, you can look in the Google Analytics code, and if you just do a search on Personalize, you'll be able to see a tag that says either control or personalize. And this will allow you to see, okay, the page that I'm getting is a personalized page versus a control page. And then finally, if we go over to the sales, and in this order grid, you'll be able to see who's making a purchase, and you can see here, and then you can see here on the A/B split test. This is sample data right in the Magento system, so you're not able to see any stuff yet. But if we went through and made a purchasing sample in here, it would say personalize, or it would say control, and then we can do an export into Excel, and you can do a sort that way. There's some other tools that you can do, and it automatically ties into Google Analytics. I hope that makes sense, and please let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.